Have you ever noticed that it feels like our phones are kind of hiding from us?
Hiding?
Well, not literally.
Yeah.
But it seems like all the important calls, the ones we actually want to answer, they're always dodging us.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Like it's a gamble every time we pick up the phone these days.
Yeah, it's true. We're so used to dodging all the spam and robocalls, it's almost like we're afraid to answer.
Right.
It's sad, but that hesitation, it means we're missing out on calls that we actually want to get.
Exactly. And I bet that's a total nightmare for businesses, especially big brands.
Oh, absolutely.
The companies that really rely on those calls to actually connect with their customers.
Huge problem for them.
It's like, imagine putting all that effort into marketing, getting people interested, and then
Straight to voicemail.
nobody's picking up.
Exactly. Nobody trusts caller ID anymore.
So true. It's like the whole system just kind of broke.
Yeah.
So what can we do about it? Are businesses just stuck playing phone tag forever?
Welcome to the Commio Cast. I'm Tim McGlane, Commio's Director of Marketing. Thanks for tuning in. Here we talk about all things cloud communications. Think modern calling and text messaging and more, all in the cloud. In this episode, as always, our hosts Micah and Kali join us from their virtual recording studio at Notebook LM. Guys, take it away.
Well, there's this new solution. It's called SignatureCalling, and it's causing a stir.
SignatureCalling.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me more.
It's actually a collaboration between two companies, Commio and Numeracle.
Oh, wow. Commio, they do voice platforms, right?
That's right.
And Numeracle, they're the caller ID experts, yeah.
Exactly.
I never would have thought of those two working together.
It's a unique partnership for sure, but both companies, they saw how much people don't trust caller ID, and they realized
I got to be a better way.
there is. And they figured, why not team up? Commio brings their amazing voice network and all their experience with telecommunications.
Right.
And the Numeracle, they bring their deep knowledge of caller ID and, how to manage a company's reputation.
So they're combining their powers.
Exactly. Tackling this head on.
I love it. Okay, so tell me, how does this signature calling thing actually work? How does it make phone calls trustworthy again?
At its core, it uses something called rich call data.
Rich call data. That sounds fancy.
It is. Think of it as like a digital makeover for your caller ID. So instead of just seeing some random number, your phone is going to show you the actual verified name of the company calling.
Oh, wow.
And you'll see their logo.
Oh.
And you'll even see the reason they're calling.
No way. So if my bank calls,
Yeah.
instead of unknown caller, I'll actually see my bank's logo pop up
Exactly.
and maybe a message that says account update or something.
Yep. Something like that.
So no more guessing games. You just know who's calling.
It's all about context.
Mhm.
Transparency before you even pick up the phone.
That is slick. But, okay, how do they make sure that the stuff on my screen is actually legit? What's stopping scammers from just faking a logo?
That's the really cool part. They use cryptographic security protocols, plus they're following these rules from the FCC called stir shaken.
Stir shaken.
Yeah. So basically,
That's intense.
it is. But it means the caller's ID is checked and verified every step of the way. So it's almost impossible for a scammer to pretend to be a real company.
That's kind of like a digital seal of approval.
Exactly. Like a guarantee that the call is really from who they say they are.
And this works with all the big phone carriers?
Yep. It's integrated right into them, so you don't have to download any special apps or change any settings.
No extra hoops to jump through.
Right? Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
This sounds like a real game changer, not just for businesses, but also for regular people who are just tired of feeling nervous every time their phone rings.
It is a game changer. It addresses both sides of the problem. And you know what?
Right.
The early results, they're really promising. Businesses that are using signature calling, they're already seeing way more people answer their calls.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's got to be a huge relief, both for the businesses and the people they're trying to reach.
Totally.
Okay, so let's dive a little deeper. What else does signature calling offer businesses?
Yeah.
Besides just getting people to answer the phone, what are the other benefits?
It's not just about picking up the phone,
Right.
It's about creating a better experience for everyone.
Okay.
For businesses, this means they can build more trust with their customers.
Right.
Make things more efficient. And even improve how people see their brand.
Okay, I'm starting to see how that all connects. I get that a verified call is going to feel more trustworthy than some random number on my screen.
Exactly.
But how does that translate to, actual efficiency and brand perception?
Think about it this way. When a customer knows a call is legit,
Yeah,
they're more likely to actually talk to you, right?
makes sense.
So that means fewer people just hanging up.
Right.
less time wasted explaining who you are and why you're calling. And ultimately, it means happier customers.
So you're not just reducing missed calls, you're making the whole communication process smoother.
Exactly.
I bet that's a big win for businesses, especially those that handle a ton of calls.
Absolutely. And when you think about the brand, it gets even more interesting.
Oh, how so?
Every time someone gets a verified call from you, it's like a little reminder that your company is the real deal. It builds confidence.
You know, I never thought about it that way, but it's true. A simple phone call can actually strengthen a brand.
It totally can, especially nowadays when everyone's bombarded with messages all the time.
Oh, yeah.
A verified call, it cuts through the noise. It shows your customers that you respect their time.
Right.
That you care about their security.
It's a statement.
It is.
Okay, so signature calling is definitely changing the game for businesses.
For sure.
But what about us, the regular people on the other end of the line? What does all of this mean for us?
For consumers. This is about peace of mind. It's about feeling in control again.
Okay, yeah.
It's finally giving you a reason to trust that caller ID again.
Right.
No more wondering if you should answer or not.
Yeah.
No more missing those calls from people you actually want to hear from.
I can almost hear people everywhere letting out a sigh of relief. It's like we're taking back control of our phones.
Exactly.
Which is something we desperately need in this world of spam and robocalls.
You got it. And it's not just about avoiding scams.
No.
It's about knowing you can confidently answer those calls from your doctor, from your kid's school.
Okay, so we've established that signature calling has a lot of potential for both businesses and consumers.
It does.
But, you know, it's still early days.
That's true.
Are there any challenges or maybe hurdles to getting everyone to use it? Because, you know, no technology is perfect, right?
Right.
I'm sure there are some people out there who aren't convinced.
You're right. Every new idea faces some challenges.
Yeah.
And even though signature calling is built on really strong technology, there are some things to consider as more and more people start using it.
Okay, I'm listening. What kind of hurdles are we talking about?
Well, I think one of the biggest challenges is just the scale of it all.
What do you mean?
Like, for signature calling to really work its magic, you need a lot of people on board. It's not just the businesses using it, it's also the phone companies.
Ah, the carriers.
Exactly. They all need to be on the same page.
This is like a two-way street.
Yeah, kind of. You need the senders, the businesses making the calls, and you need the receivers, those carriers delivering them.
And Commio and Numeracle, they've built the technology.
But getting everyone to use it, to make it all work together smoothly.
It's a big task.
It is. It takes time and coordination.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's like building a bridge, right?
A bridge.
You need both sides to meet in the middle for it to actually work.
I like that analogy.
So let's say they managed to build that bridge, get everyone connected. What else could get in the way?
Well, another thing is cost.
Ah, yeah.
Some businesses, especially the smaller ones, they might not be so quick to jump in.
Because they need to see the return on investment, right?
Right. Implementing a whole new system, it can be expensive.
And not every company has the budget for that.
Exactly. And then there's the human element.
What do you mean?
We can't forget about the people on the receiving end, the customers. Like, even if everyone starts using signature calling, it won't work if people don't get it.
Get it.
If they don't understand what they're seeing on their screens.
Oh, you mean those verified logos and messages?
Exactly. They might not understand what it all means.
So it's not just about the technology itself. It's about teaching people how to use it.
Right. They need to understand why it's important.
Otherwise, it's just another fancy feature on their phone.
Exactly. So there needs to be a big effort to educate people about signature calling.
Like a public awareness campaign or something.
Yeah, exactly. Help people understand the value of trusting those verified calls.
Show them how it can give them back control of their phone experience.
Exactly.
It's almost like this goes beyond just a change in technology. It's a change in how we think about phone calls.
It is. It's a cultural shift.
It makes you wonder, what role will the government play in all of this?
Interesting question.
Could they create laws that encourage or even require businesses to use solutions like signature calling?
It's possible. We've already seen the FCC taking action against robocalls and spoofing.
Right, with StirsShaken.
Exactly. So maybe they'll build on that, create some rules that reward businesses for using verified calling.
That would definitely help move things along. Well, this has been a fascinating deep dive into the world of phone calls. and the fight to restore trust in an age where our phones feel like they're under constant attack.
It has been. It's always great to talk about technology, not just for the cool features, but for how it actually affects our life and our society.
I couldn't agree more. And I think that's a great takeaway for our listeners. As we move towards a future where verified communication is the norm, let's all stay informed, engaged, and aware of how trust, transparency, and privacy are changing in our increasingly digital world.
Very well said. It's an exciting time to be part of this conversation.
It is. And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.
Building amazing experiences that engage and delight your customers is easy with Commio. Our smart, reliable voice and messaging solutions are easy to implement and scale with you so you can deliver more calls and texts, be more competitive, and save money. With Commio, you get peace of mind and happier customers. Find out why thousands of software platforms and enterprises trust Commio with their communications. Get a demo today.